shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Behave yourselves!
Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So today we're going to talk about Jason and the Argonauts. This is the 1963 film directed by Donald Chaffee. And it was not a big box office success. In fact, the film became more of a cult film for many years. But it did well in Britain, but in the US it just didn't quite make it. This had stop motion animation, which was groundbreaking by Ray Harryhausen. And it is a delightful film. It's a lot of fun to watch. I highly recommend it, especially for people my age in their 50s who have kids. Show them this film. Show them the virtues of stop motion animation, which goes way back to Willis O'Brien, who did stop motion animation in 1933's King Kong and The Lost World, I believe. So from 1925, but. This film has some of the best stop motion animation, at least up to this point. It's a lot better than some of Ray Harryhausen's other types of films from this period, like Mysterious Island, which I didn't really care for at all. It is better than The Valley of Gwangi, just overall. Although that has good stuff in it. It's got James Franciscus. Anyway, speaking of, I think James Franciscus would have been a better choice to play Jason in this film than Todd Armstrong, whose voice was dubbed by Tim Turner, who was uncredited. Todd Armstrong he is, I guess the word would be bland. He is just not a rousing hero. That's really the thing. I think for this type of story, you want a rousing hero. And the one that comes close out of all of these characters, because most of them, they're fine. These are, you don't watch Jason and the Argonauts for really great acting, or the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, or any of those type of pictures. You don't go to them for great acting, but you do go for charisma. The Argonauts, just this group that travels with Jason on the ship Argo, this battleship, to find the Golden Fleece, is not the most charismatic pair. You're just not going to remember these people. I don't think you are. However, the one I did like, Nigel Green, who plays Hercules, and he has sort of this white beard, stringy hair, and he has a build, but he's not like not like Steve Reeves from that period. There were a lot of these type of Hercules type characters, or for that matter, from much later. So the context is not quite the same. Lou Ferrigno in Hercules, which we will not discuss. But in terms of Steve Reeves and other types of Hercules characters that we've had in those films at that time, with this tremendous physique and all this, Nigel Green doesn't play Hercules that way. This guy, you could tell he has a build, but it's not especially prominent. So he's the one that I think came off best out of all of the Argonauts. He had the right attitude, the right flair, he had the right charisma. The rest of these characters, the rest of the Argonauts, I'm sorry to say, they're not memorable. I mean, they're fine. There's not a terrible performance in this movie, but even Todd Armstrong just doesn't have it as Jason. It's just not. He's there, but the presence is not there, and you want somebody who has that presence so that you can lead you into this story. Which has a lot of great effects. There is Talos, the colossal bronze god, who attacks all the Argonauts and picks up the ship and throws it. I mean, really great stuff. Terrific. There's the bat-winged harpies. Those don't come off nearly as well as I would have hoped. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, and they just something was missing. It could have used a little more color, a little more dynamism in these characters. Maybe give them some personality, something to say. They have bat wings, and then they throw a net on them, and then they can't get out, and then they want food, and some of that is sort of funny, but it just needed a little more personality, I think, more than anything else. Then there's the crashing rocks, where the vessel must travel through, and that is just terrific stuff. It's really good. Some of it, the rear screen projection doesn't always work beautifully, but it doesn't matter. For the film of that time, it's pretty effective. Although this film, needed to be in color. I was just thinking, if it was in black and white, it probably, you wouldn't notice as much some of the seams that show. But other than that, I'm not complaining. There's some great stuff here. Then there's the seven-headed Hydra, which again, we see it from a distance, like the harpies. Again, they don't really stand out, but they're pretty effective. They're monsters, essentially. And then the teeth of the Hydra are taken by this one character, and he delivers a spell, throws the teeth of the Hydra into the ground, and then come out these skeletons. And the skeletons are all holding swords, and they're ready to fight. That is astonishing. Just when you watch it, you're looking at it, and you cannot believe that in 1963, they managed it. That is probably one of the proudest moments of Ray Harryhausen's career for stop-motion animation. It is beautifully done. And everybody's talked about it. Sam Raimi paid homage to it in Army of Darkness. But it is tremendous fun. This movie is fun. It's a lot of fun, but some characters are sort of left in the sidelines, unfortunately. Nancy Kovac as Medea, I wish we had seen a whole lot more of her. In terms of Greek mythology, there is a whole lot more to her character. Most of these characters, there's a whole lot more to them. But Nigel Green comes off best as Hercules. And then you got, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, Niall McGuinness as Zeus. He's pretty effective. He's not your normal Zeus. He's, it's almost like they're playing chess with all these... they have this elaborate chessboard, but they're, not your usual chess pieces. These are the characters of the movie, moving them around. And then he's there with his wife, Hera, played, of course, by Honor Blackman. She is absolutely terrific. She brings a lot of wit. The movie could have used a lot more wit. It sometimes takes itself a little too seriously. I wish it had a little more tongue-in-cheek flavor to it. We're dealing with monsters, mythology, You don't have to take it too seriously, but you can have fun with it as well. And so this is also a lot better in terms of Ray Harryhausen's work. The stop-motion animation, I would say, is almost rivaled in Clash of the Titans, but that movie is not nearly as much fun as this. This has a sense of fun to it, a sense of joy, has a great stirring score by Bernard Herrmann, who there are a couple of moments where it seems like he was reusing portions of his North by Northwest soundtrack. He's known to do things like that. Check out Jason and the Argonauts. This is probably one I will purchase at some point as probably a Blu-ray. It is worth having, but it is not a great movie, but it is a fun movie, and it's just an example of pre-CGI, how they used to do things. The whole thing with the skeletons is just amazing. It's just extraordinary. I don't know. I can't think of enough superlatives to describe it. So let me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Have you seen Jason and the Argonauts? I understand it was remade. I don't know if I'll see it. I think for television or cable back in 2000. I haven't seen that version, but I'm curious to check it out. So what do you think of it? Have you seen Jason and the Argonauts from 1963? What do you think of Ray Harryhausen? It's just a lot of fun. That's all. It's just a simple, escapist type movie. Great to watch on a Saturday afternoon, I would say. It's a lot of fun. It's on Tubi TV, but with the commercials, I hate that break. But I've seen the movie back in the day on television, which of course also has commercials. But I would like to see it in one piece one of these days for sure. So let me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit like. It helps with the algorithms. If you're already a subscriber, thank you. And more videos coming your way. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.